Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. Tonight we are on location from the campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you varsity girls soccer, and we are glad to be here broadcasting Benilde-St. Margaret's girls soccer because the last time we brought you a match was at the state tournament where they lost. I believe it was in overtime in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. So we have a very good Benilde-St. Margaret's team coming off a very successful year last year and with a lot of optimism, and they are taking on the Visitation Blazers, their crosstown Catholic rival, and they come in tonight's game out of the Tri-Metro Conference with a 3-0-1 record. Meanwhile, Benilde has a very similar record. They do have one loss. They're 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. And we are here on a beautiful night, 68 degrees with winds out of the north-northwest at 16 miles per hour. And we're glad you're with us. My name is Robert Christensen. I'll be commenting. And I look forward to a very close matchup here between these two very strong girls soccer programs. Fans are starting to fill in here. Gorgeous night in early September. And once again, glad you're with us. And we have the Red Knights will be in their home dark colored red uniforms as they come out onto the pitch there. And looks like they won the toss and they will begin. And it'll be very interesting to see if Benilde can follow up on their tradition of winning the last several years. Very, very strong program, if not one of the best programs in the state. And again, we're glad you're here watching. We're about to begin. And there to take the kickoff for Benilde is Frida Fortier. She's a senior captain. Keep an eye on her. And we're off and running here from Benilde-St. Margaret's on ParkTV 16 Sports. Varsity girls soccer action. Non-conference play between Visitation and Benilde. And on the near side, that's number 17, Ava Wagner. She is a sophomore, and she gets it back to number 8, who boots it down the field. That's Megan Watts. Trying to get it to number 6, Avery Richardson for Benilde, and coming away with it, that's Elizabeth Dietzen. Dietzen over to number 5, Fortier, gets it in the middle. Dietzen plays it. Ball loose now, trying to get control is Benilde, and they do have control over the far side. Ava Wagner, the sophomore, still getting it, even though she's double teamed, trying to get the ball back to number 5, that's Frida Fortier. Fortier now, nice start here for Benilde, getting control deep in Visitation zone. Now centering pass, broken up there in the middle, ball still loose. Visitation trying to get some control, that's number 14. Fortini Catras does try to clear it, now fighting for it is number 13, that's Catherine Jones for Viz, and now they have it in possession and in the Benilde zone. Chasing it there, number 15, that's Andy Barth, the junior. Ball goes out of bounds, and possession will remain with the Blazers. Just underway here, 40 minutes in the first half. Ball out of bounds, and this time that's a turnover, and Benilde will now take possession. Throwing in there, number 2, that's Ashton Lowenberg, the sophomore, throws it in and gets it to midfield, fighting for possession is Benilde. Now the ball comes loose on the far side. A chance here possibly for Benilde. Cutting to the inside, and ball getting knocked away there. That was number 5 for Benilde, Frida Fortier, playing very well her early on. Meanwhile, though, Visitation now has control, and down goes a Viz player, and no whistle on the call as the Viz player is down, noticeably hurt at the 30-yard line. That's number 13, Catherine Jones. Still no whistle. They play on. No sympathy for the refs for Viz here at Benilde's pitch, and Viz does have possession. That's number 11. Meredith Killian. I'm still looking at number 13, Jones, as she is hobbling to the middle of the field, trying to work out that injury. Now she's starting to run, and they are going to play on here, folks. Meanwhile, the ball in the far corner there for Benilde goes out of bounds. Played there by number 17, Ava Wagner. Number 10. Huh? Okay, so she pronounces it the American way. I learned French, it's Fortier. All right, ball out of bounds. I just had a customer come by just telling me how to pronounce Fortier's name. It's Fortier. Well, it depends on what country you're from. But always appreciate the input on the pronunciations. Now Benilde with the ball, controls it, now gets it back to number 8. Megan Watts. Watts now gets it over to number 10. That is Kaya Ballinger, sophomore. Young team here for Benilde. So young that their goalie, Olivia Olson, number 27, is just an 8th grader in nets for Benilde. What an opportunity for her and what an awesome responsibility. We'll see how she holds up under the pressure of Visitation. So far, no shots on goal. Just 4 minutes into the first half of our 40-minute first half, and now Benilde throws it in on the far side. That's number 6 playing it, Avery Richardson, the sophomore. Now number 3 with it, Ali Voss. Now play defense, gets it back again to Watts. Watts playing defense. Now ball almost stolen there by number 13, Catherine Jones for Viz. Jones is putting on a lot of pressure, and they are putting on the pressure on the offensive zone. Number 15 for the Blazers, Andy Barth, now putting pressure. So you can see right away, Viz is not going to allow Benilde just to throw that ball back into the back zone and not get pressure. But here they have a chance on the break, though. They don't have numbers. That's number 17 for Benilde, Ava Wagner. And shot on net gets by. My goodness. Number 7 for Benilde took a flyer-type shot. Elizabeth Dietzen. Oh, is Visitation in the dark red? Visitation scored. My mistake there. Are you sure? No, the Red Knights scored that. That's a Red Knight goal. Red Knight is in dark red. The Blazers are in white. I had that right. Benilde's up 1-0, according to the scoreboard. So usually Benilde, their home uniforms are usually white with red numbers, but tonight they are dark red with white numbers. I was initially confused by that at first glance because I'm used to seeing them in white with the red numbers, but they are in red and they got that first goal. And that was Elizabeth Dietzen, number 7. Just threw it at the goalie, and that got by that goaltender way too easily. I'd be of concern if I was a Blazer fan. That was a goal I thought should have been stopped. I don't even think that Dietzen thought she had a serious chance. And now a turnover, and now another chance for Benilde right away. Number 17, Ava Wagner, comes in, and the goaltender comes out to play defense way out of the zone. That was Kate Norman coming out of the nets there to break up that play. And she has some making up to do. That was kind of a soft goal she gave up. Now ball back in play. Benilde with it. And the kick into the center by Fortier. Goes out of bounds. Possession to the Blazers. So nice start here for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Nice goal there by number 7, Elizabeth Dietzen, the sophomore. Trying to improve on their record, 2-1-1. As we watch the goaltender, Kate Norman, a sophomore, kick it off from deep in her goal zone, and ball now intended there for number 15, Andy Barth for Viz, and she gets it across midfield, but then Benilde takes over right away. That's number 8, playing safety defense. Megan Watts kicks it into the middle. Picked up there by number 17, Ava Wagner. I seem to be bringing her name up quite a bit. Now in the 4 zone, that's Avery Richardson. And nice defense by the Blazers as they get the ball back to the goaltender, Olson. And she will now, this time, punt it away. And boy, nice punt, way past midfield. Takes a bounce for Visitation. Couple Benilde St. Margaret's players trying to play it, and goes out of bounds. And I think that should be in favor of Benilde, and it is. Throw in there by number 2, Ashton Lowenberg. Ball loose in the middle. Now picked up nicely there. Nice pass over to Wagner. That pass was by number 3 for Benilde, Ali Voss, the senior. Well done. Now taken away by number 16 for the Blazers. That's Adrian Miller. And ball goes out of bounds, and Benilde will take possession once again. They really are dominating the possession of the ball early on here. Just under 33 minutes to go here, first half. In the far corner, that's Ashton Lowenberg, and that ball goes out of bounds. Possession to Benilde, so still in the offensive zone. Really no sustained pressure on the offensive zone by the Blazers, as Benilde throws it in and goes back out of bounds, and Benilde will retain possession again, throwing in Lowenberg. and gets it in there to Wagner. She goes down as she tried to kick it, but good defense there by the Blazers. Kicked away by contrast there, and taken away again by Benilde's number 5, Frida Fortier. Now number 17, Wagner. And that goes off a Blazer. So our first corner kick coming up, and who's going to take the honors is number 11, Sydney Dries, the sophomore, will go to the corner. So scoring opportunity here for the Red Knights at 31-43. And the boot comes in there low and gets kicked out. Now coming up to save it there nicely is number 10 for Benilde, Kaya Ballinger. And Olsen there gets the save on that centering pass. No one there to take it for Benilde, and Norman will punt it away. No one there for the Blazers, but it does get by number 8, and putting the pressure on for Viz opportunistically is number 15, Andy Barth, and she almost came away with one. And that's what I'm talking about. They're going to be, in hockey they call it forechecking, but just putting that pressure on the defense persons for Benilde. And there's a nice shot from the left foot by number 13, Catherine Jones. First real opportunity to score for the Blazers. That ball goes wide left of the net. And the 8th grader for Benilde, Olivia Olsen, will kick it off. She sets the ball down, coming back there with her, Megan Watts, the junior. Looks like Watts will do the honors, actually, so we won't see how the 8th grade kicks it from there, and she just kicks it short to number 3, Voss. Voss trying to play it and gets it around to the corner, but intercepted by Viz. Viz centering pass, now picked up by Benilde's number 5, Frida Fortier. Fortier back to number 10, Ballinger. Ballinger kicks it to number 7, that is Dietzen. Dietzen now down the far right side. Intended for number 5, that's Fortier again. She keeps it in play, and that's number 6, Richardson for Benilde. Richardson now pass back to Fortier. Fortier will center it in the middle. Intended there for Dietzen, number 7. She headed it, couldn't get it in the direction of the net, and now clearing there nicely for the Blazers was number 6, Emily Grappoli. And now the ball all the way back into the Benilde zone, and the goaltender coming over lets it go out of bounds, and she'll be able to do a free kick for Benilde. We're just under 30 minutes to go. 1-0 Benilde on a goal by number 7, Elizabeth Dietzen. Now he has some substitutions.
Number 10, it's Lindsay Iverson, and number 5, Lucia Petchel.
Kick in there by the goaltender for Benilde, Olsen. Ball being played at midfield. That's 7, Dietzen with it. Now Viz takes over in their own zone. Centering pass in the middle, headed there by Frida Fortier. Now the ball, nice pass there, intended there for 17, Ava Wagner. Wagner trying to get it around number 6's Grappoli, and centering pass, no one there. Great effort by number 17, Ava Wagner. Really showing some skill out there in the left corner. You see her just walking back past the 20-yard line. Exciting player there, and that was a great anticipatory pass leading her in that corner, giving her a chance to play it and center it, and no one was there that time, but one day there will be. So great opportunity. Now Benilde back in control. Nice job there by Avery Richardson in the middle, controlling that ball, but it gets stolen anyway by the Blazers. Now as they break out here on the near side, that's number 15, Andy Barth. Barth on the near side, still with it, being double teamed, trying to get around 17, Wagner. Now centering pass, no one there except Benilde players, and now they're back on offense. Nice job clearing the ball there by number 2, Ashton Lowenberg on defense for Benilde. Really important that they can see who's open before they hit it. When they intercept a ball like that, that can really catch the defense off guard and lead to scores often. Now Benilde still trying to play it in the Blazer zone. Nice pass now to the near side. That's Ava Wagner again. Wagner, oh, she stumbles, but still maintains possession. What skill that showed. Oh, nice move there by Frida Fortier. Boy, Fortier and Wagner are the 2 to watch so far tonight. Really good moves out there. They're not the only ones, but the two I've noticed so far tonight. Nice left pass with the left foot. Oh my goodness. What a pass by Elizabeth Dietzen. I don't know if we could see that again. And I don't know if she's left-footed or not, but boy, that pass was almost right on the mark, intended for Mary Zavarel. Almost led to their second goal tonight, as the Blazers now will kick it off. That's Kate Olson, or Kate Norman, I should say, the sophomore, and tried to get it. Zooming in there was number 15 for Viz, Andy Barth. Now the near side, and the ball goes out of bounds. And Viz on the whistle will get a free kick at midfield. So there was some sort of infraction. I didn't quite see what it was, but this is what they call a free kick. Got to give them 10 yards, and that's exactly where the defender is for Benilde. I believe that's number 6, Avery Richardson it is. And that ball right down the middle, and they challenged the 8th grade goaltender right away. Olivia Olson makes her first save of the night. Up 1-0 here, approaching 26 minutes to go. First half, Paul now booted by Olson. Over on the far side, that's number 9, Mary Zavarel. Now played by Dietzen. Dietzen, nice pass up to Zavarel. So boy, the Benilde Red Knights look very good up front with Zavarel, Dietzen, Wagner, and Fortier. That is a formidable front line for the Red Knights. Just based on what I'm seeing tonight, it looks like they have a very bright future in this 2019 campaign, looking to get back to US Bank for the state tournament. As they maintain possession, and they have really owned possession of this ball all throughout here the first half so far. That's number 5, Fortier, into the corner now, and that is Zavarel. Zavarel getting pushed from behind, but still maintaining possession, and she turns, tries to kick it out of bounds, and it did not go off the Blazer defenders, so that means turnover there, and the Blazers will throw it in on the far side. As we are now at 25 minutes remaining in the first half, and we have substitutions now. Try to get them to you. Number 14, I can see, that is Tiffy Wolf, a sophomore. So the head coach, Scott Helling Christie, going to the bench, keeping his players fresh, up 1-0 here. Again, beautiful 68-degree night, very windy though, crosswind out of the north-northwest, gusting at 16 miles an hour. There's Fortier using her hips and body there to keep the defender away. A nice pass ahead, and tried to get it to Richardson. Almost worked out of bounds, and it looks like another corner kick, and racing in from deep is Sydney Dries. So they are definitely designating her as the corner kick kicker, at least from the left corner. And boy, every time she has to do that, she's got to run in from midfield, as she's usually playing defense and doesn't come in past midfield. And her kick going into the center, headed by Viz, and out, and no man's land. And here comes Dries sprinting all the way back to get that ball. What an effort by Dries. After running 50 yards in to kick that corner kick, she kicks it, she runs out 50 yards and catches up with it before anyone else. That is a heck of an effort. Now with it, Richardson. And her pass, so Viz playing good defense, very, very conservative defense. They've played very good zone there. Benilde looking for those seams and those openings to finally spring someone through to get one in. And there's Wagner with the throw into Richardson. Richardson, she is really quick with her feet. Watch this, folks. She is really amazing. Now Wagner out to Fortier. Look at this footwork, folks. She just burns that Viz defender, and she kicks it in wide open to Zavarel. She tries to head it. No, that was number 22, actually, Caroline Braun, who was in. I thought that might be Zavarel. That's normally her spot, but boy, great opportunity there for Benilde. Exciting play, even though it didn't end up in a score. But what amazing footwork there by Fortier, the senior captain, as they kick it into midfield. The Visitation Blazers, they're 3-0-1, but boy, are they really struggling against Benilde, as their defense has really kept them from the goal all afternoon or evening here. And now we're just under 22 and a half minutes. Beautiful late summer, early autumn evening here at Benilde. Good crowd on hand. Ball into Fortier. That's Dietzen, number 7, playing it. Now headed by 22, Caroline Braun. Kicked there by Kaya Ballinger. Ball just sort of loose. And now here comes away Viz and a chance. 2-on-1 break here. Beautiful opportunity and a goal by number 10. Number 10 is Lindsay Iverson. And somehow they had numbers, a 2-1 break. So Benilde went to sleep there just a little bit. And now the score is tied. Goal comes with 21:43 remaining. So Lindsay Iverson for the Blazers evens it up, and Benilde has a match on their hands. But I'd have to say that was a mental lapse of some kind because they've just been dominating. But boy, when the Blazers had their chance, they knew what to do with it, and they certainly didn't waste it. So game tied at 1. So if you're just joining us, good action here. If you're a Benilde fan, you're seeing all kinds of great action by these highly skilled players, especially with their footwork and dribbling with the ball. But we'll see if this goal changes the complexion and gives Viz a little more enthusiasm on the offensive end as that ball leads too far but goes out of bounds. And to throw it in is number 9 for Visitation. That's Sammy Sabin, the senior, and now throwing it in instead is Emily Groppoli. And she gets it to the far corner, successfully playing it there. Number 13, Catherine Jones, centering pass blocked by Benilde, now intercepted by Fortier, and she kicks it. And is it gonna go out of bounds? And it does, but she does clear the zone. Provides a little breathing room. Now throwing it in, number 6, Groppoli. Trying to get it again to Catherine Jones. Jones gets it, and a tackle there. Nicely done by Benilde's number 11, Sydney Dries. Perfect sliding tackle of a ball demonstrated there by her. So we have some substitutions here. So more substitutions, keeping the players fresh. We're tied here at 1. Clock still running now, approaching 20 minutes to go. 25% of the game now in the books, tied at 1. Now ball loose, Viz looking for their second consecutive goal, and the ball comes loose, picked up by Olivia Olsen, the goaltender, and she was about to kick it, pulls up, still with the ball, and she'll punt it away. And she gets a good kick right to midfield, playing it there, number 14, Tilly Wolf, I should say, excuse me, and the ball goes out of bounds, and the possession indicator is towards Viz. And they'll throw it in now, just under 20 minutes to go. First half, tied at 1. Now playing it there for Visitation, that's Liv Montpettit. And the ball comes loose and playing it back there very dangerously on her own. Number 8, Megan Watts, really had no backup there, and they were putting the pressure on her. And that is definitely Visitation's part of their strategy, is to put huge pressure whenever Benilde wants to take the ball back around deep to try to regroup while they have possession. Is Visitation's not going to let them get away with that and try to use that as an opportunity to steal the ball and get a quick goal, which is how they got their first goal. Now centering pass intercepted there by number 6 for Visitation, Emily Groppoli. Now over to Fortier, number 7. And that ball right across the crossbar. Nice shot there. Excuse me, that was Elizabeth Dietzen. Number 7 showing great footwork and a quick shot there. Almost caught the goaltender, Kate Norman, off guard as they dodge a bullet. Norman now kicks it off and blocked in front by number 6, Richardson. Another strong player for the Red Knights. They've really got talent up and down this lineup. I really don't see the Blazers hanging with them for a full match, but you never know. A nice pass there to number 9 for Visitation, Sabin. Sabin comes in. And now ball comes loose. Now intercepted again by number 6, Grappoli. And now, intercepted, falling awkwardly. And she is limping there just a little bit. Number 17, Ava Wagner. We did have some significant rain in the last 24, 48 hours, and the field does look a little soft, so she slid there, which can be a good thing. If it's too tight and the cleats catch, you can have knee injuries, so it's better to slide, I would think. Have that turf give way. Look out there. Oh, my goodness. No call. Oh, yeah, there was a call. There should have been. Number 14 was tripped, and now they're off to the races here. Fortier now puts it down, and they are wasting no time from the 35. She's going to get a free kick on the trip. Good call there by the officials now. 17 minutes to go here, first half. And here comes Drew Drees, and that ball almost sneaks in the upper corner. And that's out of bounds. And is that going to be a corner kick? I think it is. Wow, I think she was trying to score that goal on that. Drees. And that's you can put it in that high corner there. Goaltenders have a hard time reaching that even when they're jumping, and that's, boy, that was a heck of a shot. Okay, now to do the corner kick. This time it's Megan Watts on the right side. So she's going to do the right side duties, and here she kicks it, winds it. Tended there for number 22, Carolyn Braun. Ball loose now. Visitation clears it all the way out. Across midfield. Nice job just relieving the pressure, much like icing the puck on a power play, except we don't have a power play. Both teams at full strength. Nobody's been red carded yet. Now the ball pushed in towards Olsen. The 8th grader comes out, handles it very well. You have to assume she doesn't have a lot of varsity experience. In fact, very little. And how she'll handle some of those pressure situations will be a key to the outcome of this game, I feel. And that was a pressure situation she handled pretty well, coming up there with on-running Blazer players. Now look at that fight there, and a little shoulder by number 13 for the Blazers, Catherine Jones, pushing against the Red Knights, and that ball is going to be a corner kick for Viz.
Blazers, number 12,
And Ella Hickenmeyer is coming in to do the kick. Or maybe not. No one. Now we got someone else coming all the way in. Clock still running. And that is number 11, Meredith Killian. Corner kick. All the Blazers at about the 10-yard line. No one's in center. You got to think they're going to rush that net as she kicks it, and they do. And intended Olsen comes out and makes a spectacular play there. Boy, showing no signs of youth or inexperience on that play. She came right out there, used her height, and took that ball right out of the air. Gave the Blazers no chance on their first corner kick. Nice job there by the 8th grader Olsen in nets for the Red Knights. Now ball in the Blazer zone, out of bounds on the far side. And the Red Knights will retain possession. And the throw in there, is that Fortier? No, it's number 7. That is Dietzen. And ball out of bounds this time. Possession awarded to the Blazers. And I'm just noticing we got some clouds coming in. It was a sunny day when we started, but those winds are bringing in the clouds to the left. Lights are on here. Clock still running now, under 14 minutes. Finally now a throw in for Benilde. Played there on the near side by Wagner. Haven't heard from her too much lately, as Visitation has mounted a little bit more offense than they did in the first several minutes. Now Fortier gets it stolen away. Taken back by Voss. Allie Voss now. Voss still with it. Watch out from behind. Gets it over to the near side. That is Wagner. Wagner fights through number 6. She gets tripped, and we do have a whistle, and that's going to be a free kick for Benilde. Coming over to do the honors will be Sydney Drees. So clearly Sydney Drees has been designated as the free kick specialist on the left side of the field. Whether it's a corner kick or a free kick here at the 20, just outside the 20-yard line. This is much like a corner kick here, folks, so a very good scoring opportunity. Let's see what she does with it. Boy, nice ball right there, coming out to make the save, but ball still loose, and then getting it on the rebound. Nice job by Kate Norman. She made the save, then gave it up, and then a rebound right back to her. And she'll punt it away to midfield. Big bounce there, just over the 50. Chasing it for the Red Knights, number 13, Avery Junker. And now Visitation with it. Number 11, Meredith Killian. Now to the far side, that's number 9, Sabin, chasing it and unable to catch up with it just in time before it goes out of bounds, so that's a turnover. Olivia Olson will now kick it off as we approach the 12-minute mark here, first half. Non-conference matchup here between Visitation and Benilde-St. Margaret's. Glad to be bringing you girls varsity soccer on ParkTV 16 Sports. Always glad to have you with us on all of our broadcasts. As the ball gets thrown in the far side, that's Avery Richardson. I really like to watch her play. Look at her quick she is with the ball. She looks like an Irish dancer out there. What do they call that? Just, she keeps her arms down. It was a popular touring dance troupe that would come around. And look at her go with that footwork. Unbelievable, Richardson. River dance, that's what it is. It's exactly what she looks like, a river dance dancer out there, and that's a good skill set. Thank you for that. All right, now the punt away by Kate Norman. And ball gets by, and that's the dicey part there that Benilde, that's exactly what Visitation, they're trying to take advantage of that. Up there, putting the pressure on for Visitation was Catherine Jones. Now we have another whistle, under 11 minutes to play now. Ball will retain with Benilde, that's number 11, Sydney Dries, and boy, does she got a strong leg. I can see why now they've got her, and there's a little push, I thought, by Viz player on defense as Wagner tried to play it, now throwing it in before tier. And another whistle as we're gonna allow some substitutions in. Still very windy here. If you can see the flags in the upper left-hand corner. Pretty much horizontal all afternoon and evening so far. And that can have an effect a little bit on play. It's kind of a crosswind. Probably against the Red Knights at this point, if anything. But if they're putting some English or some spin on the ball with the wind, it can actually make the ball do more tricks and can end up in goals. Now Fortier, and she tried to spin away. Good defense by Viz, number 15 there, Andy Barth, and now she kicks it way down. So they look for those home run opportunities. So they are gonna play an opportunistic offense here, either taking advantage of the defensive maneuvers by Benilde, or when they get it, looking downfield right away for a home run type pass. And boy, look at Richardson. The pace on that left-footed shot, you could tell there was a lot of pace just the way it bounced off the goaltender, Kate Norman. My goodness, Richardson is someone to keep an eye on just for her skill set. It's entertaining alone. You don't need goals to be entertained in soccer. Now here comes Viz, and they got another 2-on-2 break here. I don't know how that happens, and now creating a little space, and the big kick there by number 15, Andy Barth, had a great opportunity to take a lead. Her teammate coming over to congratulate her just on that opportunity. My goodness, they are very opportunistic in their offensive strategy as we look at Olsen. Kick it off here. Boy, near miss now that we're under 9 minutes, still tied at 1. And we do have a great game here. Two differing philosophies. Benilde dominates possession of the ball. We don't keep those kind of stats, but suffice to say, they probably had it 80% of the time, yet it's tied at 1. And then you got the counter-attack strategy. So clearly, Visitation are counter-punchers. They're gonna let Benilde take all their shots, and then when they get the ball, they're gonna look downfield to try to catch them with too many people deep in the offensive zone. That's clearly what their strategy is, and so far they've been able to hang with Benilde as they come through here. And Benilde's clearly the more talented team. They're deeper, they have a bigger bench. One of the things I noticed early on is if you look at the Visitation bench, they've got 2 players for substitutes. If a couple players get hurt or otherwise, they don't have much of a bench here. we'll see if that hurts them down the line. Meanwhile, Benilde has been substituting at will. And I think late in the second half, if the game is tied, that could spell the difference. All right, now here comes Fortier. Left-footed, leading it there for Richardson, and she's going to have a chance. Perfectly placed there for Richardson as she'll take up shop. Look at her go behind the back there. Clearly Riverdance out there. I don't know if she has that nickname, but I nominate Riverdance. All right, now here comes number 11, Sydney Dries. Boy, Benilde has lots of talent out there, folks. Look at Fortier, just having her way with the ball. It's like she's in her own living room. No qualms at all. Now Visitation, they are sneaky smart though. Game tied at 1, and they don't show. Look at that nice move there by number 13 for the Blazers. Catherine Jones coming in, kindly gets cut down there by number 10, and she still maintains possession of the ball. What perseverance. Now the pass back to number 11. Meredith Killian goes wide left of the goal. We have a whistle and more substitutions for the Blazers. And are there. Well, they only have 1 or 2 people. They have 3 people on the bench exactly, unless there's a 4th in that dark jacket over there. Meanwhile, I think if I can see the Blazers, or the Benilde Red Knights, they've got at least 8. All right, now headed there by number 9 for Visitation, Sammy Sabin. And the ball goes out of bounds, and the Blazers will retain possession, so they are continuing to put some offensive pressure here. Clock running as we approach 6 minutes to go, first half. Ball thrown in, centering, and another whistle away from the play, and that looks like a turnover. I can't tell what the call was for, but the Red Knights are going to get a free kick deep at the goal line if you're looking at football. And she kicks it, trying to get it to Dietzen, and now she does get it ahead. Centering pass, there's Richardson. Look at that move. God, it's fun to watch that. Now on the far side, Dietzen puts the move on, creates some space, trying to come around, didn't center kick it, must not have saw anybody. Get double team, splits the double team and centers the pass and overshoots the defender, or the offender. That was Wagner. She was trying to get it to, come in a little too close. But my goodness, Dietzen beating the double team with the dribble. And they're going to say that went out against Benilde, so the Blazers of Visitation will throw it in, and now Benilde, nope. Let's see here. We're going to have another substitution. And Dries, that poor girl, she's running all over the place. Even on substitution, she comes all the way across the field. Coming in now, all the way in for the Red Knights. I can't see her number just yet. Still can't see it. There it is, number 13 just entered the game. Avery Junker, a sophomore. Now Richardson. Centering pass to Voss. She might have a chance. Quick shot on goal, stopped by Norman. Nice pass and shot on goal. Good save there by Norman. Now here comes the Blazers as they headman the pass to number 13. That is Jones. Jones with it, trying to put the move on, and you can see that's their quick strike mentality. Getting that ball quickly down the field and trying to beat Benilde by using some speed on the outside. Now another substitution, this time for the Blazers, as they throw it in. 3:46 to go here, first half. And the ball goes out of bounds. Blazers retain possession. On the far side, that's number 13, Catherine Jones. Very good player for the Blazers as that ball goes out of bounds. Good defense for the Red Knights. On the far corner, that is number 2 to throw it in, Ashton Lowenberg. And putting the pressure on is Visitation. Applying that, number 15 specifically, Andy Barth. Now they get it up a little bit for the Red Knights. Nice header there on the far side as they chase it. boy, look at the enthusiasm by both teams going after that ball. Very determined play by both sides here. Great competitive action as Olivia Olson comes over and kicks that ball to bounds, but Viz gets it in really quick once again to Catherine Jones. Jones with it, and she is dangerous with that ball. Watch her with that move there, folks. And again, another move. She splits the defense, comes all in, centering pass saved by Olson. Wow. Catherine Jones putting on a clinic dribbling, and she is now comes up a little hobbled after that sequence as the ball now is played out the midfield. Visitation retains possession, under 2.5 minutes to go. Now Viz gets another defense, and you wonder if Benilde's not looking for the halftime break here a little too soon. Visitation putting the pressure on, and it looks like number 13 Jones is walking around just fine. Oh, there's a little hitch still when she walks, but I think she's not going to let it deter her. Now at 2 minutes to go, and it's now been a while. The tables are starting to turn here just a little bit in favor of Viz, at least late here in the first half. Score tied at 1. There's Fortier. And stopped by Viz. Kicks it back to midfield, intended there for number 15. And I don't have a name for number 15 for. And the more I look at these clouds, I wonder if there's some rain in our forecast. They're looking a little heavy. I didn't see rain in the forecast as now Benilde sets up for a free kick and a great opportunity here at the 28-yard line of Viz. And the kick comes in right to the goaltender. And oh, it just gets big collision there. Number 15 for the Blazers. Andy Barth took a fall there. And now with 1 minute to go, Viz has possession. Kate Norman, sophomore goaltender, will come out, kick it off with her left foot. Gets it to about the 40. Benilde trying to get possession. Fortier, no problem. Now centering pass. Or I should say to the far side, that is Zavril. Now number 2 with it. That is Lowenberg. And nice save there by the goaltender. After giving up a soft goal, the goaltender for Viz has really played well. Now with 35 seconds to go, Visitation trying to get another quick opportunity here before halftime. Now the ball comes back in the Blazers zone, and there is Richardson, and oh, she thought she had a teammate on the near side, Wagner, but Wagner darted when she should have went the other way, and now here comes a chance for Viz. Late in the first half, trying to turn on her is number 15, Barth, and what a great move, but what great defense by the Red Knights, number 13, Avery Junker. A recent substitution. Now Richardson with 2 seconds to go as she boots it down, centering pass. And there is the horn to end half number 1. Your score after 1 half, 1-1. Come on back for half number 2.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains, and if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more, because you never know which pool safety step will save a life, until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are bringing you girls varsity soccer, and we are underway here in the second half. If you're just joining us, the score is 1-1. Benilde got off to a great start, getting a goal early on, but then they gave up one to the Visitation Blazers to tie it, of course, and we're about to begin the second half. Strategy-wise, again, if you're just joining us, Benilde has been dominating. They have very skilled players. It's very obvious that they have more talent, and they are just a joy to watch. But The Blazers have come in with a great strategy of counter-punching that power. And so we're underway here, and the Red Knights are in their dark red uniforms. Usually they're in their white uniforms, but tonight they're in their dark red uniforms at home. And so don't be confused, because Visitation looks like they could look like Benilde when they wear their white jerseys. But Benilde is in the dark red tonight, going left to right, and now right away they come off, and out to make the save is Kate Norman, making another great save for Visitation. She gave up a soft goal, in my opinion, early on. But since then, she has played very well on defense, and now here comes Visitation. They started to get their confidence on offense, and now they've got a break here, and I don't know if that's offsides or not. And I think that is offsides. Nope, she just made a great save there, and that's their 8th grade goaltender, Olivia Olson, playing very well. And we got some dark clouds now coming in overhead here. I don't know if it's gonna rain, but they look like they're full of rain. So we may get some raindrops here, intermittent, during the second half. And now Benilde with possession, just underway here. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us watching girls varsity soccer. And Benilde will not disappoint in the talent. Here comes down the far side, on the near side, I should say. Number 2, Ashton Lohnberg takes a shot, and her shot goes wide off the goal. And you can see the wind coming out of the north-northwest. And according to my data, information, that's like up to close to 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts they're playing in here, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the players too much. Temperature is still a balmy 68 degrees. All in all, a very lovely evening here in the upper Midwest. Ball goes out of bounds. Clock continues to tick, just under, coming up on 38 minutes to go here in the match. Second half, tied at 1. Visitation comes in with an undefeated record, 3-0-1. Benilde comes in 2-1-1. Albeit I'll say that Benilde has played a tougher schedule early on in their first 4 matches. Now the pass intended there for Zavril, number 9. And she is also another dangerous player. Really, Benilde is dangerous in every position. And now taken away on the near side by number 15. That is Andy Barth for Visitation. And nice move there by her. And she loses control. Ball now thrown in quickly there. Boy, both teams wasting no time. Ashton Lohnberg now to Mary Zavril. Zavril still playing with it. Now kicked away by number 12, Ella Hinkenmeyer. And we have a whistle, and down is number 15, Addie Barth. They can't afford to lose her. She is one tough player for the Visitation Blazers as they take possession. And as I mentioned earlier in the first half, the benches may come into play on who is the ultimate winner of this game. As you look at more of the wind, at the beautiful surroundings here at Benilde-St. Margaret's. Look at that beautiful vista out there of wetlands and trees. We'll see some geese later this fall. Now here's a chance for Visitation, and Olivia Olson does play with her feet. I thought that unusual, but she still comes up with the ball. And a good opportunity there for Emily Groppoli. Look at the wind out there. The cattails dancing in the early evening hours of St. Louis Park. Gorgeous, gorgeous town here. Gorgeous setting here at Benilde. And Visitation now kicking the ball into the zone and just leading her too far. Ball intended for Sammy Sabin. And we are having a soccer game, I know that. And now here is...
I can't get this.
Hey, Paul. For some reason, I'm not seeing the picture of the game. We're showing some great nature videos there of the wetlands and of that great corner flag. Meanwhile, I'll bring you the radio announcing version of our broadcast as now Visitation has possession. And we're looking for, there's the game, there we go. And Visitation now has control. Coming in here is Barth, all alone, shoots, what a save by Olivia Olson. Now rebound, chance, and a goal. Big time play there by Visitation Blazers. My goodness, came back just in time and making that play. Number 15, Andy Barth, forced that great save by Olivia Olson, but the rebound came right out and the pass was drilled in there. Apparently, we don't have any replay to show that tonight, unfortunately. That was a heck of a goal, and now the Red Knights find themselves down a goal in the second half. Clock stopped, 35 minutes, 15 seconds to go. And the visitation strategy is starting to pay off here. We'll see if Benilde can answer it. As they come in now with the ball following giving up that goal, and they are now down 2-1 at home against their rival, the Visitation Blazers. And the Blazers now in possession again, and boy, they are the ones that seem to have the hop in their step here. Is Andy Barth now coming back for more. Gives it over to number 13, Catherine Jones. Jones now loses it to Benilde. Kick there near to Voss for Benilde. Voss coming away with it and gets it ahead, and here they come. Nice pass ahead there by Lowenberg. Tried to get it to Zavril, and it led her a little too far, but it goes out of bounds off number 4 for Visitation, Ella Sokup. Now Zavril trying to play, kicked away nicely by the defense woman there, Ella Hinkenmeyer. Now the ball played by number 10 for Benilde, Kaya Ballinger. Gets it back all the way to Olivia Olson, so definitely on the defensive here, Benilde, and they might be losing their focus just a little bit here. Important that they keep this on. I think this is an important game for the Red Knights to win. Now getting harassed there. Number 3 is Allie Voss, the junior captain. Now back to Dries. Sydney Dries gets it ahead now to Wagner. Very dangerous players, but they've got to step it up here just a little bit intensity-wise. Now to Zavril. Zavril comes in and chance and kicked away. Nice defense by Viz. And Fortier takes a big shot, gets it all the way through, but nice save there by Norton as she quickly rolls it out. Look out for the interception, and here comes Lowenberg. And a chance, and another save by Norton. My goodness. Dodging a bullet there. Nice job coming in, anticipating that. Ashton Lowenberg, the sophomore, had a golden opportunity to tie this game up, take advantage of that mistake, but they were unable to do so. And now coming away with Benilde fighting for it, that's Elizabeth Dietzen. Dietzen ahead to number 6. That is, of course, Richardson. Richardson with the ball, does a spin move, gets it, tried to get it to number 17, Wagner. And Ava unable to handle it, but still possession remains with Benilde, and we are now just under 33 minutes. Benilde looking to tie this game up at home. And Richardson's kick goes out of bounds, and they're going to award. Nope, it's going to be a corner kick for Benilde. And coming all the way over to do the honors will be Sydney Dries. Number 10 comes all the way in. Boy, she has a long way to run each time to do those corner kicks. And here she comes, brings it in there, hooks it, bends it, ball loose, kick comes out, Visitation controls on the near side. That's number 13 for the Blazers, Catherine Jones. Nice pass, and now ahead to number 11, unable to handle it, is number 11, Meredith Killian. So break there for the Red Knights, now that 32 minutes. And they are starting to feel the pressure here, down 1 goal at home. And ball goes out of bounds off number 2, Ashton Lowenberg. And now quickly, look how quickly the Blazers do transition ahead to number 13. That is Catherine Jones. Jones, and a quick shot and a goal by Catherine Jones. And that, she took advantage maybe of the inexperience of Olivia Olson. Olivia Olson was coming in, and Catherine Jones saw that opportunity and delivered a beautiful shot on net and just got over her head and under the crossbar. Brilliant goal by the Blazers as they are now up 3-1. And it is awful quiet here at the Red Knight Stadium. Not sure what's going on with our camera angles there. What does that mean?
I thought it was this one.
All right, so following that goal, 3-1, is the Blazers ahead. And they have scored 3 goals in a row here, and we have a stoppage on the field. And definitely, so hey Paul, is there a reason why we're not seeing the players? Oh, oh, okay. That's all right, but they can the audience see the game right now? No. There we go. So a few technical difficulties here. And the long break there following the goal. I'm not sure what the holdup is here. 31:01 to go. Visitation Blazers have a 3-1 lead. They were down 1-0 early. Came back on an opportunistic goals, and then they've fairly dominated here. And so Benilde is going to have to find some dig deep here to come back against Viz, because they're a good defensive team. And they may go into a shell here. We'll see if that might backfire too. So here we are, back underway here. Second half, 30 minutes, 45 seconds to go. And the Blazers have possession, and they are doing a nice job kicking that ball around. Now kicked ahead, and nice job by number 13. I am becoming more and more impressed with this Visitation team. Catherine Jones there. We look at number 8 for Visitation. That's Liv Monpettit, a junior midfielder. As we await another substitution, time does continue to tick. And if you're Benilde, boy, they're going to need every one of those seconds, down 2 goals. Now ball coming in, intended for Richardson, goes off of her. Now number 2, Lowenberg will throw it in to number 3. Allie Voss. Voss has to get away from number 8 on defense for the Blazers. That is Liv Monpettit. Now back to number 10 for Benilde. That's Kaya Ballinger. And that again, number 13 for Visitation has been a thorn in their sides, Catherine Jones. And ball is ahead. Now to Richardson. Nice job there. She headsmans it to number 7. That is Dietzen. Dietzen catches up with it and unable, though, in time, and it goes out of bounds. So another misfire there by the Red Knights, and more substitutions now as you see the Blazers substituting. A couple more players coming in as they're trying to keep their bench fresh, as they have a much shorter bench than the Red Knights. And boy, the Red Knights, after a fast start here, really seem to be lacking the energy necessary to get back into this match, as darkness now starts to settle here. 28 minutes to go. Still very, very windy, blustery now suddenly. Really feel that fall weather starting to change here in Minnesota in early September. And the lights, of course, have been on since the beginning, and that throw in goes awry, and Visitation will have another chance in their own zone, nursing a 3-1 lead here, trying to pull off the upset against the state tournament participants last year, Benilde. They got to this nice move there by Dries. Gets it now to Voss. Let's see if Benilde now can wake up here. Voss able to get it away and keep possession, but good defense there by the Blazers as they really hold up Red Knights from getting that ball down the field. Good defense now. Ball right off the face of Lowenberg, showing no signs or ill effects. Tough player there. Ashton Lowenberg taking that one right off the face. Now a little push there by the Visitation Blazers. Peschel now to the far side, and a chance here for Benilde. A little bit of room to do something with. Pass in there to Richardson. Richardson does maintain possession, but she's triple teamed. Still with possession. Gets it to a teammate. And the kick on goal, saved by Norton. So after giving up that soft goal early on, boy, she has been great in nets for the Blazers. And she will punt it away, the left-footed kicker. And into that wind. That ball didn't go very far, and she is basically kicking into the wind. It's more of a crosswind, but more into it as well, if that makes sense. Now on the near side, Sydney Dries. Dries with it. Plenty of room, getting it ahead to number 2, Lowenberg, but still that was seen, and good defense, and now coming away. Oh, look at the pull there by number 13, Catherine Jones. Crowd calling for a card. Now the hometown fans, obviously not happy with what the scoreboard sees, and that was definitely a pull. No card though, but a free kick. Number 11. Actually, I can't believe they got possession of that. I think they did get away with one visitation, and they got possession of the ball besides pulling down the Red Knight player. Now I understand why the fans were upset and voicing their opinions. Meanwhile, now the Red Knights do have it. That's Fortier, and they've got to get it going. They look real pretty out there with all their great moves and their great play, but they've not really made too many forays near that goal mouth in quite a while. And that's what I'm talking about. Nice plays there, but they got to get that ball in there and take more chances. Now ball thrown in quickly by the Red Knights as we are now under 26 minutes to go, and that clock is going to start to play a bigger role here. And the Red Knights aren't just down 1 goal, they're down 2, and that's a lot in a soccer match. Especially with time running out, Sidney Dries gets it ahead to Richardson. Good defense, and you can see now the Visitation Blazers have changed their strategy, up 3-1. Nice move there by Sidney Dries. But now good defense, and now an opening here for the Blazers. That's number 5, Lucia Pretchel. Gets it to the near inside there to Catherine Jones, and Jones is some player there, and now taken away almost, but Jones gets it back. She is relentless there for the Blazers. That goal she scored, number 3, was really a possible backbreaker in this match. Now number 7 for the Blazers, Gordon. That's Marissa Gordon, a junior. Now the Red Knights with it at midfield. Ball in, and now they're playing defense. I think they're playing a lot more prevent here. They're not going to take as many chances, and they're just sitting in that zone waiting for the overpass. Now Voss comes away with it and a chance to the right side. The right pass, a little bit behind was Lowenberg, and she still has it. Centering pass, that is to number 7, Dietzen. But they forced the ball all the way back, and this is where they have a chance to try to pick it off. If they do put pressure on that point person when there's no one behind her, really nice strategy, not one I've ever recognized before in a soccer match. But it's worked very effectively here for the Blazers. Nice coaching job there by Jay Miller, the head coach for Visitation Blazers. The ball goes out of bounds, and that is a turnover towards Visitation. And Red Knights now substituting again on the fly as we are now below 24 minutes. Your score 3-1. Play back underway. That is Norton, the goaltender for Visitation. Boy, I thought early on this was going to be a blowout for the Red Knights, especially after the soft goal that Kate Norton gave up. But boy, ever since then, it's been pretty much all Blazers. They are well spread out there, and now the kick by Norton, and she is kicking into the wind. I think those would normally go farther, but only 30 miles, but a Viz player does take control, and now comes away with his Voss. Voss getting her body in the way there for Visitation nicely. There was number 12, that's Ella Hinkenmeyer, taking the hit, but also thwarting that offensive foray by the Red Knights, and now the ball will turn back over again to the Blazers, and they are in no hurry as we are in running time most of the time in soccer as a general rule. Norton kicks it off to the far side, intercepted by Fortier, but it goes out of bounds, and that's just going to take up more time as the clock continues to tick away under 23 minutes. Ball thrown in and out of bounds. And that's another turnover. So student section trying to lead some cheers now, some organized cheering in the stands. I haven't seen that very often. tells you the Red Knights need a boost, and down goes the player, and that's on Fortier. She pulls down Catherine Jones, so a little bit of frustration now being showed by the Red Knights as they retain possession. Sydney Dries gets it in there. Boy, the Red Knights just need a goal here to wake them up. Anything, they need a break, that's for sure. Just to get their mojo back, and they're trying, but good defense there. Richardson tries to get it by, but they've got three players. Richardson still almost breaks through, but ball out of bounds. Now thrown in, or on the near side to throw it in to Sydney Dries. And now Richardson, boy, she just splits that defense. She is something else out there. As she goes down, gets back up. She's open, by the way, and now it's Sydney Dries gets pushed. And they finally call the foul there. So the fans are starting to notice that they're not getting the calls they feel they should be getting. Now ball headed. This game is getting rough, folks. Really rough. These are tough kids out there playing. You got to respect all those players out there. They're all playing their hearts out. Now on the far side, number 13 for Benilde. That is Avery Junker. Junker now. Nice pass inside there. Tried to get it to Voss. Gets by her. And now on the near side, here comes Sydney Dries. And she's got some room here. She crosses over the 40. Dries now. Oh, she lets the ball get ahead of her, and that was a mental lapse there. I hate to say that, but now it's trouble as we got Catherine Jones in the open field. Look at the move she puts on Voss. And now Voss does recover and does force the ball back. But again, that's another turnover, and time on the clock is now we're at 20 and a half minutes to go here. Half number 2. Down 2 goals for the Red Knights. Here comes Viz, and they kick it down there. They're going to play a prevent defense from now on, and I think they're very good at that. So Benilde has really got to get aggressive, take some chances here. And nice pass ahead there to number 22, Caroline Braun. Boy, that pass was just threaded the needle perfectly. Good defense, though, by Visitation. Now the throw-in. Coming up on defense nicely is number 12, Hinkenmeyer again. And they call the whistle on the Red Knights. So they're the ones getting called for the little grabs and little pulls here. Not boding there well for them. And now the kick here, the free kick by number 11, that's Meredith Killian. Intercepted nicely there by number 22, Caroline Braun. Now the ball back out in the middle. And intercepted again, this time Fortier, but she gives it up again, and now here comes Visitation. And that ball a little too far, now the Red Knights, but boy, the play is being played in the middle 20 yards, and that's exactly what Visitation wants, is just to play ping pong with the ball all afternoon here, under 20 minutes. In fact, we're almost at 19 minutes to go, and that clock is really starting to loom large for the Red Knight fans here. They need a goal quickly to give themselves a chance here at the end. And there's the pass by Wagner, but no one all the way over there, but hustling, and oh, look at the collision. Big time play there. My goodness. Laying it on the line, both those players chasing that. We usually have replay, but apparently we don't have that function tonight, unfortunately, but that was a heck of a play there. Oh, okay. All right, now, I guess we do have it. And there is the let's see, here comes the Red Knights, still with it at midfield. And boy, the Blazers are really putting the clamp down on defense. Nice lead pass to number 5 for Visitation, that's Petchel. She gives it up, but if you're a Blazer fan, you're just thinking you're taking time off the clock as we're now below 18 minutes. They're clearly playing the clock, and they're playing it well. They took their chances, they got their 3 goals, and now they're going into the prevent. And they are just well positioned, well coached. Both teams are, it's just Red Knights just haven't been able to click on offense like they hope to. At least not yet, they've got time. 17 and a half minutes to go, throw in to Fortier. Fortier now gets around. They got great moves, for some reason unable to capitalize all the way. Good defense by Visitation once again. Ball played on the far side. Fortier still with it. Great skills she has. Now to the near side. That's got to be Dries. She'll take the shot from far out and just hooks wide left as Norton lets it go. As the clock continues to run, still very windy. The flags are horizontal, and Norton now will get a kick, and she'll get it to the near side. No sense trying to kick it into the wind. She's tried to do that and only gotten another 10 yards, so might as well just try to handle the ball out. Now it comes all the way back, and lots of English on that. Let's see if Norton handles it. Nice job by her. Sometimes those balls can spin away, especially when it's a little dewy, little moist grass out there due to the rain and now the dropping temperatures. And here comes Visitation, just cruising along here with a 3-1 lead, much to my surprise. All right, now, and here's wide open, number 15, Audie Barth. Barth comes in, tries to split the defense, and she does. Look at the speed. She's in all alone. She shoots. A great save by Olivia Olson. Ricochet, though, rebound was there to be had for Visitation, and they were unable to handle it. Nobody home. Boy, what a great save by the 8th grader there. That is a highlight reel save for her. She came right in and cut off Andy Barth at point-blank range. Showed great courage. She knew she was going to take a hit there with that ball coming at her. So maybe that's some momentum that Benilde can build off of. Sometimes a great defensive play can spur the offense. All right, throwing in here. And the Red Knights kick it downfield, but nobody there. And just when I thought that the Blazers might be tiring, it seems to be the other way around, despite their lack of a bench. Playing very inspired here suddenly, as we're now below 15 and a half minutes in the first half. Ball comes back out to midfield, and down goes a Blazer, and that's another penalty on the Red Knights, as they seem to be racking up the majority of these infractions, which just takes up more time and gives possession to Visitation. And they'll take their time now, set the ball as the clock ticks down. You got to work that clock, and she's got plenty of room as she boots it towards the goal and gets it to her teammate, and some grabbing, pulling going on, which is normal in any match, but Visitation comes away with it, and that shot on net in directly into that 16 to 20 mile an hour wind went nowhere. And she was going into the teeth of the wind, because that's kind of at an angle from over, if you can imagine, Olsen, the goaltender there's right shoulder. It's kind of coming at an angle just over her shoulder. And that's where that shot came in from, and boy, the wind held it up. Okay, now here Olsen taking her time with 14-13 to go here, second half. Visitation just has Benilde on lockdown here in the second half. And they give the ball up there. Now there is just exactly 14 minutes to go. Red Knights taking their time. They are a very experienced team, having gone to the state tournament most of the last several years. Last year they lost a tough one. I think it was in the quarterfinals. And now here comes Visitation. Nice pass ahead to number 15. That is Barth again, and her shot gets blocked in front, but a corner kick coming up for Visitation as they continue their domination here in the second half. Boy, I never would have thought that this would be how things would be going here, especially the way the Red Knights took off here in the first half and dominated with possession. But a great strategy by Visitation with their counter-punching, got them 3 goals, and now they've gone into the prevent defense, which their defense is stellar. Now the ball loose, though, on the inside. They almost got another chance at a goal. And there's a kick in there by number 6, Gropoli. And now Fortier with it. Getting chased, and ball comes loose, and it forces her to kick it ahead, and very frustrating here for the Red Knights. You can see it on their expressions and in their body language. Having a hard time getting past the 30-yard line now. And boy, Visitation just really playing like clockwork. Look at the passing. And we got another whistle. This time it's called against Visitation as we are now at 12 minutes remaining. Benilde still down 3-1. It was 1-1 at halftime, and Visitation came in and scored 2 quick goals early in the second half. And then they just went into the clamp down defense, and that's where we're at. 3-1, less than 12 minutes to go. Red Knights looking for something to spark them. But yet unable to find that spark. Looking for somebody to step up and make a play, get a goal, even if it's a lucky goal or a cheap goal, if you will. If there is such a thing. Just something to get their motivation going. Not that they're not motivated, but just a spark. But their offense has just been nowhere here in the second half. Now the lead pass to Braun. Braun now. And nice lead pass, but not quite enough. Intended for Voss, and good defense this time again by Visitation. That's Liv Monpettit. And the ball gets kicked down. And that's all they got to do is just kick it back down in the Benilde zone and let them eat up some more clock as they get it back to midfield and they kick it back. And now there's Catherine Jones, or no, Barth. She takes it away. And boy, am I getting impressed by a couple of these players for Visitation. Catherine Jones and Andy Barth, 13 and 15 respectively. And now there's another call against Benilde, and now the crowd not liking the score, really starting to voice their opinions on the calls going against them as the clock continues to run under 10 and a half minutes. I would consider this an upset. I don't know, maybe Visitation is ranked. I'll have to check. We'll be bringing you more soccer action next week. I think we're doing a doubleheader for the boys and the girls right here from Benilde-St. Margaret's as they take on Chaska. And now look at that shot, and nice block there. Maybe this is the play that was needed for Benilde. Nice play there by Fortier blocking that. That might be the spark. Let's see if they can get a lucky break. Ball goes out of bounds. Nice job there by number 6, Groppoli, just ending any type of momentum. And quickly, though, Benilde gets it in, trying to still capitalize on the momentum of that nice block. And that was the kind of play I was looking for here by Benilde. Fortier coming in there to make that block is just the kind of thing that could spark her and her teammates, really putting her body on the line there. But so far to no avails. Visitation really showing their strength on defense. And nice job there by number 9, that's Sabin, keeping possession. Ball comes back to Olivia Olsen, and she's quickly to get it going as she sensed the urgency now as we're approaching 9 minutes to go. And there has to be urgency if you're a Red Knight fan. They need to get a goal here quickly to give themselves a chance to at least tie it by the end of regulation and put it into overtime. Still time left. They got to come up with some hometown magic here. Ball goes out of bounds. Clock continues to rock. Now we're down under 9 minutes. Throw in. And Red Knights come over. Some pushing. Crowd calls for another call. Now in there is Addie Barth in the far near corner, I should say. Being double teamed, and she gets taken down, and another whistle, and that's going to be another infraction against the Red Knights. 8:30 to go here, second half. And this will be a free kick with the wind behind her, and we'll see how Visitation sets up in front of the net. They stay away from the net, but they will crash it as that ball comes in. Unless they're going to play defense, she could just kick it out to the near side to number 12 in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Nope, she'll go right for more goals, and there's the header. Just gets over the crossbar. What a play that was. A near miss. My goodness. Visitation is now starting to show me they are an incredibly formidable team here. And I didn't do my homework. They probably are ranked as we await Olivia Olsen, but clock continues. I don't know what they're taking all this time for when they're down 2 goals, 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Let's go. Now she finally gets it down to midfield, kick headed back there by Visitation. Now to the near side, that's Sydney Dries. And gets it to Lowenberg. Lowenberg now gets by the defender, kicks it ahead, and now it gets deflected again by number 12. They're just playing those gaps. That's Ella Hinkenmeyer. The gaps are playing perfectly. Now headed by Visitation. Back down, and that's now Hinkenmeyer. Tries to knock it out of bounds. That goes off Benilde's number 3, Allie Voss. And now Hinkenmeyer comes in near side. She'll throw it in. And we are at 7 minutes to go. Barth there. Look at that play footwork by Barth. Now Hinkenmeyer gets it ahead. Number 8 gets on it. Montpettit. Now it comes over to the far side. Now Benilde has a chance. See if they can capitalize on this interception. That's number 17, Wagner, coming in. It's been a while since we've heard from her, since early in the first half. She spins, corner kick, gets it to Dietzen. Dietzen controls it, takes the shot and blocked, and we got a whistle, and is that gonna be a penalty kick? And we've got that signal. That can't be good for Visitation. This could be the break with 6.5 minutes to go. Clock stopped, exactly. And is this gonna be a penalty kick? It is. Infraction happened in the goalie zone, and that means penalty kick. And this is the break that Benilde needed and Visitation dreaded. Big time here. You gotta think she's gotta make this goal if they're gonna have a chance to win, just from the momentum and psychological state. Norton counting it off. I don't know how much they practice these, but in to do it is Fortier, number 5. She gets instructions from the goaltender. Huge, huge moment in this game, folks. 6.5 minutes to go. Frida Fortier to try to cut the lead to 1. Norton on the goal line. Here she comes in, takes a shot, and she scores it to the right side easily. And it's 3-2. And the Red Knights are back in it. This is exactly what they needed. Wind still gusting at 20 miles an hour. And it's starting to get chilly out there, but this game is heating up. If you're just joining us, you're in for a treat here with 6.5 minutes to go. Benilde at home, down 3-2, just came within 1 on a penalty kick by Frida Fortier. And this changes everything, I think. We'll see if it changes much for, probably not for the Blazers, as they take the kickoff now, and they got to kill it for 6.5 minutes and see what the Red Knights do here to get that ball back and try to tie it up. And there's Voss now, and they do look like they got to hop in their step. Look at that nice play and handled there in midfield. Here come the Red Knights trying to build on that goal. Ahead to Fortier, and she just missed it. Ball back at midfield. Voss gets tripped from behind, and we do get a whistle. Voss checking her hip there. Looks like she's gonna be okay, and we're already underway. Lowenberg now at the 40, under 6 minutes to go. Oh, they hold it up. Clock's still running, not sure what that was. Now they got it back into play. And here come the Red Knights here at home, trying to find that home magic. Visitation putting the pressure on, really not changing their strategy in terms of that. Ball down, handled nicely there by Dietzen. Dietzen behind the back, now to Voss. Voss coming in, gets it ahead of her, and still there, and Dietzen takes a shot, and a goal! Right outside the goal post! And what did I tell you? They needed that spark, and Dietzen comes up big. Norton sprawled for it, and it just went in off that inside goal post, and just like that, within a minute, they've tied it up at home. My goodness. I told you it was going to be good in the last 6.5 minutes now. And now it's tied at 3, 5:24 to go, and now it's got to change things with your Visitation. They got to go back on the offensive, and now the ball goes out of bounds, and boy, you can see how much sports is a game of momentum. For a long time there, Benilde, they were on their heels, then they get the penalty kick called, they execute it, and then they score right away again. And now they've got the ball. And you can tell they are smelling blood here now, and that is Fortier. And now they've got a free kick on the far side at about the 20-yard line, and they will set up much like a corner kick as Sydney Dries comes over to do the honors. Clock still running, 4:46. I do believe we play an overtime period before a shootout if it goes that far. I'm sure Benilde would like to end this at home. They don't do shootouts, just overtime, and that ball just over the crossbar. So no shootouts here in high school soccer. I always have to remind myself of the rules every year. And Norton now tries to get it down. Boy, if you're Visitation, you are on your heels now. They thought they had this, I'm sure. They were on cruise control there for much of the second half. Benilde had no life in them. And it really looked like Visitation was going to get that fourth goal. They had some excellent opportunities, but some good goaltending by Olivia Olson, the 8th grader. A penalty kick, and then another great goal by number 7, Elizabeth Dietzen. I didn't get to see the replay, but just some great soccer action here. Can't not beat the drama and the excitement as we got a stoppage in play. And we may have an injury there on the far side. And that is number 10 being looked at. She may have suffered a head injury, I'm wondering. Number 10 is Kaya Ballinger. And she'll go over and have a seat as they look at her. So Caroline Braun will come in to take her place. And the stage is set, folks, for the last 4 minutes. Game tied. Benilde was down 3-1. They've scored 2 consecutive goals, and they're trying to get the win here late in the second half. And an injury to a Benilde player, Kaya Ballinger, is the reason for the stoppage. And now we have a free kick for Benilde at their own 45. And the ball comes into play, picked up by Ali Voss. Nice rebound for her. She tries to keep possession. Now gets it to her teammate. Kicked away there by Montpettit. Nice defense by Viz. And now they will do their opportunistic routine again. And it's Barth and Jones. They're the 2 key players on offense, 13 and 15. Sounds like a law firm, Barth and Jones. But they are really a dynamic duo for Visitation. And very, very dangerous. Ball comes back to midfield. Now we're at 3:20. And Benilde trying to avoid the overtime period at home here. But I think if they would take it, you had asked them about 10 minutes ago, and when they were down 3-1, if they thought they'd have a chance to tie this thing, they would have taken it. Now ball out of bounds. Visitation will throw it in just under 3 minutes. Ball back at midfield. Nice pass. That's Dietzen now to the near side to number 2. That is Lohenberg. Lohenberg now on the far near side. Tries to kick it off the defensive play. Still in play. And now kicked out to Caroline Braun, who one-times it into the middle. Looking for something to happen. And the turnaround, and nice save right there on Wagner's shot was Norton. And now we look at the clock, 2:15 to go. And a turnover, miscue there by Visitation. Chance for Benilde now on the fly. They want to work quickly here. Into Wagner, just got the last goal, and she is hot. Still feeling it. Now she's got a chance and an opening with that left foot, and it went off the defender, number 6, Groppoli, and right into the hands of Norton. Now quickly she rolls it out on the near side. Pressure being put on, and now an interception by Voss. And just when I thought Benilde was looking tired, now the Visitation Blazers look tired and look like they just want to go home. As the Blazers are putting the pressure on here. There's Fortier at the 40-yard line, spins. Great footwork. Now to Voss. Voss now takes over. And she cuts in. Now across the 30. Surprising she has that much room. Now wide open. Wagner takes a step. And the left foot almost took too much time as the defender came in from the blind side. Now out to Barth. Barth with it. And good defense. Now kicked away by Groppoli at midfield. And a little pushing and shoving. They're going to let a lot of that go here as we're at 109. Now Benilde in the backfield. Kicks it ahead. Coming up on defense, but unable to get it is the Blazers. We're at 58 seconds. Tied at 3 here. You never would have thought we'd have been here if you were watching 10 minutes ago, as Benilde has come roaring back here in the second half after facing a 3-1 deficit with less than 6 minutes to go. Now with 42 seconds to go, the game remains tied and the Blazers have it, trying to get on the board here. And they have not shown much offense as they went into the prevent defense, I would say. And you know the old saying, the prevent defense, all it does is prevent winning. And that may be the case here tonight if you're the Blazers. As they kick it down there, they've shown no offensive. They kind of just put the offense in a box on the sideline with that 3-1 lead. And now the clock is ticking away and it's looking more and more like overtime. 10 seconds to go. Throwing in, last chance here for the Blazers. 2 seconds, 1, and there is the whistle. And at the end of regulation, we are going to overtime, tied at 3. Come on back for it.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports. We are bringing you girls varsity soccer, and we are in overtime in this non-conference matchup between the Visitation Blazers, who are in white, with the dark numbers against the hometown Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. They were down 3-1 with about 6-7 minutes to go. They got a penalty kick, which Frida Fortier scored, and then they got added a third goal to tie it up by by Elizabeth Dietzen. And now we're about to begin the overtime, 2 5-minute periods, total accumulated goals. It's not sudden death. And Visitation now took the original cook-off here in the first half of the overtime. They'll switch sides after 5 minutes. Throw in now by Visitation. They played a prevent defense after going up 3-1 early in the second half. But now they'll have to come out with a little bit more of an aggressive offense, and they are. Clock running now, and now a corner kick coming up for the Blazers. And they have got to be feeling it here. They had a 3-1 lead. They had the defense clamp down on the Red Knights. And within about a minute, the Red Knights scored 2 goals and tied it up. And here we are in overtime, and now there's a trip and a whistle, and play continues. And the Blazers are going to retain possession with a throw-in on the far side around the 10-yard line. Coming over to do the honors will be number 6, Emily Groppoli, for the Blazers. She gets it in there quite far, and that looked like Frida Fortier blocked it, and it went out of bounds, and now we're going to have a corner kick opportunity. So I'd say that was a bit of a miscue there for the Red Knights. You don't want to give up a corner kick here, especially on a play like that. And coming over, they will do the attempt, and Visitation, they like to put everybody at about the 10-yard line, and then they'll rush the net. I will say that this corner kick's going to be going right into a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. We'll see how that affects the kick. Clock stopped as we are having an equipment issue. You can see right where the referee is there in the yellow, and looks like it's an issue with the shoe, so I'm sure we'll get going as soon as that gets handled. I don't think she's hurt. I don't know if she's having difficulty as Fortier comes over to help her. A knot in the shoelace, yeah. There, now she's fixed. That's what teammates are for. Okay, 3:15 to go, corner kick in overtime. And that kick comes right at the goal mouth, and Olivia Olsen comes over to block it, but gives up the rebound and a chance for the Blazers. The ball gets kicked around. Now Caroline Braun kicks it out of bounds, and will be a corner kick or a throw-in right out of bounds. And it is going to be another chance corner kick for the Blazers. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half of the first overtime. And that last kick, boy, she put it right at the goal mouth. This time she takes it out farther. And the ball comes all the way out, but controlled by the Blazers. And number 4 kicks it right back in there, Suckup, trying to catch them off guard, and it gets all the way back to Olivia Olson, who handles it with no difficulty. And now the Red Knights will go on offense for the first time here in the overtime. If you're just joining us, I'm Robert Christensen, and if you've been with us, thanks for joining us all game match long. You have not been disappointed in the action here tonight. Nice play there by Sydney Dries. Gets it up to Wagner. Now the lead pass over to Wagner. That was actually Dietzen, who got the tying goal after Frida Fortier got the second goal on the penalty kick, and the clock continues to run under 2 minutes here. They play 2 5-minute overtimes. And it's not sudden death. So if a team scores, they'll play on until the full 10 minutes. And now here comes the Blazers from Visitation. They get it out to the 40-yard line, and nice job there by Jones. And she is very dangerous. And she kicks it all the way through, still chasing it. Olsen comes up smartly and just kicks it away in time. She risked injury there, and she high-fives her defender. And that was a great play by the 8th grader coming up there to thwart that offensive foray by Catherine Jones. And now we're going to get a free kick. And who's going to take it here? Is it going to be the goaltender? It is. And so Olivia Olsen, and she'll kick it to the near side with 1 minute to go in the first 5-minute overtime. And trying to get it to Lowenberg. And Lowenberg maintains it, but they called her out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Costly mistake there. And now they quickly get it in and headed away by Benilde. Great matchup here. Great soccer action. Tri-Metro Visitation. Metro West for Benilde. Both great Catholic institutions in the metro area here, the Twin Cities, and we've got 28 seconds to go. And I have to say, Visitation has dominated this first 5 minutes. And the ball goes out of bounds, 19 seconds, and a chance here. They're not trying to waste any time here, as they got 14 seconds to try to get a scoring opportunity here before the end of the first 5-minute period. Ball loose, and maybe a chance with 6 seconds. They kick it out. And Hickenmeyer takes a shot all the way in, and she had to do it. Nice, easily saved by Olivia Olsen as we listen to the whistle that ends the first 5-minute overtime. I don't know if you're going to stay with us here as we change ends. We'll stay up here. So it's really a 10-minute cumulative overtime. They switch ends after 5 minutes. And I believe if there's no score after the next 5 minutes, it will end in a tie. And that would be the first tie for Visitation, as they came into this match with a 3-0-1 record, having beat Duluth Denfield 6-0, Duluth Marshall 5-2. They tied Hill Murray, and then they beat St. Paul Highland Park 4-1. And the Red Knights came in with a 2-1-1 record, playing a much tougher schedule. They beat Breck 4-3, beat De La Salle 3-1, tied Waconia, and lost to Blake. And Blake is always a formidable opponent. Now we're underway here in the second overtime, and Visitation picks up on offense once again. Benilde having mustered much offense in the overtime, at least in the first 5 minutes. See if they can get something going here. And they may be emotionally spent after being down 3-1 and that thrilling comeback to tie it up. Those emotional roller coasters can be hard to manage. And here comes Visitation as they kick it all the way back to their goaltender, Norton. Norton now to the near side as she'll try to give it up. And almost a mistake there, and maybe an opportunity for a turnover as Fortier comes in. Now ball being played at midfield there. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze there for a second. Now we come back. And here come the Red Knights here, and let's see if they get some offense going. That is Wagner. And now back to number 14. That is Tilly Wolf for the Red Knights, now being played by Montpettit near midfield. She tries to get it over to Hickenmeyer, but she didn't see it coming and didn't catch it, so it's out of bounds. Retention of possession, and here comes Dietzen. Dietzen with the spin around move. Now to the far side, is that Zavril? I can't tell from here. Centering pass, nicely done, but broken up, also nicely done by the Blazers. Well done there on defense. That was number 16 for the Blazers, Adrian Miller, the senior. And now we're approaching 3 minutes, and the time continues to tick away here late in overtime. Next goal, you'll have to say, will win this match, even though it's not sudden death. Although you never really know for sure. And now the ball played way back into the Red Knight zone, played there by number 8, Megan Watts. And that ball goes out of bounds, and you wonder if both teams are kind of running out of gas here and are willing to accept the tie. They go 80 minutes, and they're at a tie, and now they go an extra 10. But now here's a chance for the Red Knights. A little open space here for Wagner, and she is dangerous in the open pitch. Now to the near side. Excuse me, that's Wagner. That was Dietzen over there. I keep confusing those two. 7 and 17, I think is why. And that ball comes all the way back. And I think if you're Visitation getting a tie on the road against a formidable team like the Red Knights is probably a mental victory for them, and they will take it. Although I'm sure they'd rather win here, and there's still now just under 2 minutes to go. Ball in the offensive zone for the Blazers. Neither team giving up, that is for sure. Now to throw it in, number 6 is Groppoli. And she tries to get it to number 14, Meredith Killian. Ball comes all the way back out to midfield, and that is Dietzen. And Dietzen's got a chance, 1:40 to go. She loses one defender and has another one now picked up by Wagner. Here comes Wagner, she's wide open. Here comes Norton, and the pass, oh, not able to catch up was number 2, Ashlyn Lowenberg. Led her just a little too much. I'm kind of surprised she just didn't take the shot there. And Norton did a nice job in defense coming out to force Wagner to either, Dietzen I should say, to either kick that, and we got an injured player that we're tending to, so the clock stopped at 1:17, and you can see working on the left leg there. And I did see her go down, if I remember her correctly. That's number 6, Emily Groppoli, I believe, and it is. As they work on that left leg. I don't know if it's a cramp or maybe an ankle, but she was chasing Dietzen with the ball. And I was going to say that Dietzen kind of shedded her, but when she went down, she may have rolled her ankle a little bit. Or they're working on the knee, or it could just be a cramp. Late in the game, you get dehydrated. And it has been rather humid around here, these parts the last few days. So water retention definitely a factor when you play soccer, as they're continually running around out there. And even though it's we're getting to autumn temperatures, the humidity is still quite high in the 60s, dew points, which I think is somewhat tropical. So they're losing a lot of water out there as she gets up and gets a nice round, polite, respectful round of applause from the hometown fans, Benilde, and she looks like she's going to be okay, walking pretty easily off the field. Not running though, but walking. So we'll have just 1:17 to go here in the second period of overtime. Game tied at 3. Benilde got off to a roaring start, just seemed to dominate. I thought this game was going to be 5-0, and then the Blazers had a great strategy, very opportunistic to tie it up in the first half, and then they began the second half at 1 as we're underway, and then Visitation got 2 goals, and Benilde tied it up late. And here we are in overtime. Now being played by Catherine Jones. Clearly one of the more dangerous players for the Blazers, and now the ball comes all the way deep, and we got a minute to go here, and the Red Knights will get it back to Olivia Olsen. She'll waste no time trying to kick it on the one-timer. You always worry about those, and now a fan on it. And now a chance for the Blazers. They get a quick shot on goal and able to handle Olivia Olsen, just an 8th grader out there playing very well, showing lots of poise and lots of bravery, and that kick gets beyond the Viz, and now they have possession, And the kick ahead, and there's a chance. No offsides, and she'll catch it. It could be trouble for the Red Knights. Now 27 seconds to go, and she does catch it just in time. And now we have a whistle. Clock continues to run, 19 seconds. Possession will go to Benilde, and they've got a long way to go, 14 seconds and counting. Ball comes into play. And barring some fluke with 7 seconds, ball at midfield, it's gonna end up a tie here. 1 second, and there is your whistle. And that is the conclusion of this non-conference matchup between the Visitation Blazers and Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Your final score in overtime, tied 3-3. So for Paul Broden, our producer, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.